makes me happy. With a smile from cheek to cheek, get feeling fancy. That's where I'm gonna be. 'Cause now I'm shining, I'm hiding. I got a good thing on me. No, I can't hide it. And there's nothing that will sleep on. I got all the magic in me. It ain't never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. I got all the magic in me. It ain't never gonna leave, ain't never gonna leave, no. Anything can happen, anything can happen, anything can happen, yeah, anything, it makes me happy. With a smile from cheek to cheek, get feeling fancy. That's where I'm gonna be, 'cause now I'm shining.
I am back here jamming. I love that. Okay. I love both of those beats. One is Pretty People and the other is the Mary Kay 60th anniversary. It makes me happy. Hello, I am Caterina and I am your host. I am super excited that you have joined us for Pink Table Talk episode 8. This is exciting. You know what? I'm going to ask my girl Dorothy, check in on our Rock Your Fabulous group. We might have some guests that are waiting to get in. I know some of you. Just hit us up and let me know. Are you watching on YouTube? Are you watching on my fan page? Are you watching in our exclusive Rock Your Fabulous group for our customers that are here today? How many of you are here waiting for me to call your name for some cash? Okay. Like, I know y'all are going to say some words, but I'm not really into all those words. I just want to know if you're going to buy me 4 tanks of gas, 2 tanks of gas. It depends what you drive. If you drive a yacht, well, okay, a couple gallons. Today, we have an amazing guest, and I'm going to bring her up. And it is going to be the Caterina and Jenny show. Let's welcome her. Woo, woo, woo. We're super excited to welcome you. Oh, my gosh, hold on. We're super excited to welcome you to the show and to our Pink Table Talk. So here's a little bit of applause for you. Yay. So we're welcoming you. And guests, if you are here, we want you to type in the chat. Consultants that are here, we want you to be loud in the chat. Today is going to be just a great story. And you're going to get to hear a little bit of Jenny's story. And so, Jenny, the first thing that I want to ask you is pronounce your last name for us. Agbeja?
Agbeja, exactly.
Agbeja. I said it correctly. Yay, yay, yay. And so I like when people say, who is Caterina? So I'm going to ask you, who is Jenny Agbeja? Who are you?
Ooh, Jenny Agbeja, Brooklyn bred, kind of monster, passionate, loving child of God. Haitian, my mother's from Haiti, so I grew up in that culture. So I want to say with me, when I set my mind to stuff, I'm going for it.
I love it. You got it from your mama, right? You got it
from my mama.
Awesome. That amazing culture. And I invited you today because you were featured in our Applause magazine. And so we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. I should have had that up. What month was that you were featured in?
January.
In January. That is awesome. That's awesome. So I want everyone wants to know, before we get into your entrepreneurship career, one of the things that we do on Pink Table Talk is we talk about the pink bubble, but we talk about the woman. Who are you? What has made you you? And what has crafted you and molded you to be the awesome person that you are? So every mama, every wife, every entrepreneur can get tips, whether they are a part of our business or not, that helps them to grow. So I want you to talk about your career in the Navy. Tell us a little bit about that. Did you grow up wanting to be in the Navy? How did you end up beginning your career in the Navy?
I started in the Navy. I needed to get away from New York. I'm originally from New York. I was going to join the Air Force, but the Navy was taking us sooner. So I joined the Navy just for adventure. I've always been adventurous. I've always wanted something different. And I just thought that this will cause me to travel. I wanted to travel. And I started it. I became a Navy career counselor, command career counselor, all the way up to the leadership after 19 years. And loved my job. My job was guiding sailors to their dreams, actually. They would come in, everyone joined and didn't know what they want. So our job as a command career counselor was guide them to make the best career decision. So when they get out, they have something. I work to place them in the right position, realizing their strengths and abilities, and pretty much hoping that they find happiness in whatever they choose in their field. So I love doing that.
Well, how fulfilling was that, especially how young are a lot of the young men and women that come into the Navy? 17,
Yes,
18?
as young as 17.
Wow, wow. So totally, the whole world is their oyster. They have no idea what they want to do. And at 17, you don't have to know, but how much of a blessing it is. I'm sure that you've seen, you know, down the line, people that have thanked you for setting them up on that path. Um, you know, I know that what you were doing was a career counselor, but let's face it, you were a part of the U.S. military, and we thank you for your service. They're typing in the chat. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. What skills did you develop being a part of the Navy?
I want to say more resilience, because we had to work through storms, and it's easy to say, oh, I worked in the office. It took me about 11 years to get to the office, but I was in the field for a lot. So I want to say being able to stay on task, to keep your mission first, no matter what is happening around you. And there was a lot happening around us, unfortunately, at that time. So I want to say resilience will be the biggest takeaway, and building families with people that are not my family. So I saw the first bonding of our pain brings us together, but our joy makes us tight.
So powerful. Our pain brings us together, but our joy
makes us tight. That's what keeps us. Yes.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, what years were you serving, and were you married, single, children? Tell us about that.
Started in 1996 and single. I didn't have my child till 1997. So I was a single parent from there. So I had no space for mess up. I knew I had to do it. And I got out in 2015. So did the full shebang, medically got out, but I was able to get my retirement.
Blessings, blessings. Well, we thank you so much for your service and for your sacrifice. I know that was not easy. And while I know so many blessings came from all that you did for those young men and women that also blessed you. And so part of your story is, as you just alluded to, not just retiring, but leaving the military due to being classified as disabled. So talk to us a little bit about what transpired and how you learned to navigate life being classified as a disabled vet.
An on-duty accident left me partially with 60% on my right eye, not able to see. Of course, the body, I came in spunky and I just left. Duct tape came out completely down. And that hurt because I've always been adventurous. So with no sight, back injuries, foot injuries, and so many surgeries. I went through almost 9 surgeries. With all that left me stagnant. So I was just stuck in place. And I got lost a little bit because I couldn't think of an adventure when you're stuck in bed. And at the time, even though they say they give you resilience, I couldn't even think of a way out. I couldn't think of how to be disabled. How do you do it? So I was lost a little bit on that part. And of course that triggered my mental health, which made my pain worse, which made my condition worse. And it was a downhill slope from there for me for a little bit.
Tell us, paint a picture. How old were you when that transpired, and how old you have a son or daughter?
Yes, I have a son now, and I have 3 children. I have 3. Yes.
Wow.
It started when I was around 35 when they first caught the first surgery.
Wow.
And from then on, it just went downhill. My son coming in, he was 14. He had to take over the household. So he was watching my 7-year-old daughter. And then at the time, and I had a 1-year-old. So I had a 14-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And watching them having to take over home, I couldn't be the mom I was supposed to be because I could barely move. I could barely do anything. So my son took over a lot. And I saw, instead of looking at it as a burden, he jumped into it as he's the leader. And it was
I wonder where he got that from.
Through him, I stopped playing the violin. Watching them, I stopped playing the violin.
You know, one of the sayings that we got from our founder, Mary Kay Ash, is Kid it's about insulation versus isolation, and insulating your kids. You can't isolate them from all the craziness that happens in the world, but we can insulate them. And she also always used to say, kids get what's caught, not just what's taught. So it sounds like your children really caught a lot from you in that season. This your story is so inspiring already, and so many people I know are just leaning in to hear how the story transpired. Mental health is so it's always been an issue, but it's so much more out front, and we see how some take it and use it as an excuse to act out, and even an epidemic in our world today. So many people take become suicidal themselves, and even use it to harm others, and then some use it to turn the corner. So I want you to use, before you talk about coming out of it, I want you to talk about walking through mental illness, and what helped you to navigate, what help did you get, how did you navigate in that challenging time.
In that dark time, I want to say at first I did the isolation.
Mm-hmm.
I did the isolation and I stayed with myself, and it became darker. But there were people reaching out. And that, I want to say, when someone's reaching out to you, whether you feel like it or not, answer that phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I answered a call.
Mm-hmm.
And I had friends that wasn't going to allow me to wallow, or they understood my position, and they weren't going to allow me to stay there. So I was starting getting visitors when I didn't want visitors. I was starting to getting phone calls, and I'm like, okay, I answer the phone, leave me alone. Because you're very bitter. When you're in a dark place, people understand it's not a them thing, it's a you thing. So I have to really tell them, it's not that I don't love you, it's I don't even love me right now. So I couldn't share any love. So I didn't want to, everything that was coming out was very bitter and ugly. But I had strong, I want to say, I think that I had strong friends. I would not have been my friend with some of the stuff that I was pushing out. Even my husband, I was a very ugly, spiritually ugly, and spewing ugliness.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't understand how to stop. It's like misery loves company. I wanted them to be miserable with me, but they hung in there, and they gave me choices. Well, you're going to do something. So that is what helped me crawl out little by little. I went and got medical care, and now, the stigma of, okay, you have PTSD, you have this, you're that. I just ignored it. I knew I wanted more. And I heard their cry, we need you, we want more. That's when I said I couldn't give up. I couldn't give up, because I was to the point of it was hard. It was hard. And the mental battle is so much harder than the physical, because people look at you and say, you're fine. You shouldn't be. And all the shouldn'ts come into your life. You should be this, you should be that. But they don't understand what the turmoil and the storm inside. You need that surrounding of positive people. And they busted. I didn't give them permission. My friends stormed their way through and came for me.
The value of a friend, the value of, it used to be that we didn't want to intrude. You didn't want to be, overstep your bounds. Now you need to overstep your bounds. Women, not just women, people, especially people of God, but we have this gut instinct. If you think, people say, if you see something, say something. That doesn't just go to, danger in an airport. That goes with your friends, right? And so, wow, I'm speechless. I can't wait to be with you at the Emerald Seminar, since you are Emerald, and be with you at our Magical Moments Breakfast and just hug you. You make sure you find me, and we have our special time for a picture. So, coming from darkness to light. Now let's talk about when you really busted out, and it's like, Jenny is back. What happened?
Once again, I got invited to an entrepreneurial leadership with women, a women entrepreneurial group. And I met one of my friends. She's a finance major. She invited me, and I met a young lady who does Mary Kay. And I was like, okay. I'm like, all right, she's going to do my face. I never was taking care of myself, or didn't know how the proper way. We did the Vaseline and the cocoa butter, grease up the lips. So I was that all day. And I thought I was doing big things. But she took the time, and she was persistent. She took the time, smell this, love this, do this, come over to my house. And I didn't leave my home. She would drive to my home. And you know, now that someone's in your house, you can't say no. So I
Yeah.
got dressed and got out the house. She made sure I made it out the house. And I want to say that was the start of a loving heart she was giving. My first product was gifted to me and I loved it. I'm like, what is this? And then came the lessons. And it took a while. First it was just the products. But then I started seeing the difference because I had discoloration in my face. I gained a lot of weight. I just didn't like me. But just through the products, I started seeing the difference. And she came again. Hey, won't you come to a meeting? What, you might like this. And little by little, I was like, I can't.
Here comes the Mary Kay lady.
She came. And that started, what is this? It started at least giving me something to be curious about because I couldn't see what I can do. I couldn't imagine what can I do. But sharing, telling people how to wash, it was washing their hands, saying hands. I can do that. I started believing I can do that. And it's those little baby steps got me out a little by little. And she was consistently coming over.
You know, we see people who come in and not that many, but we do see people because they tend to take up a lot of space that it looks like they just came in an overnight success. And then we see those that slowly build their business. And so how long were you an entrepreneur with Mary Kay before you decided to step into a leadership position?
Oh, since 2016. The product sold me. I stepped in, and I want to say I wasn't even interested in the business behind the scenes. I just wanted the product. I did a little bit of leadership. I just found out what directorship was. And I found myself mentoring other women, being a career counselor all over again. I'm talking to other women. And she said, why don't you build your own team? I was like, what is that? And planted a seed. You can have your own group, your own team. And that's how I started. So I started in 2016, just off the products. Disappeared in 2017 again. But I stayed true to the products. I stayed active. Whoever I was with, I stayed active. Even my recruiter came and went, but I was there because I loved the products. And then the pandemic happened. Everybody was upset that they were grounded at home. I felt God was talking to me. He said,
This is my moment.
Boom. I love Zoom. I love FaceTime. I don't leave my home. And it's like, it is a battle. It's not easy when they come and get me. So when I found that you can do everything through Zoom, yes, everything through Zoom, I started growing. I came back in I want to say, was it? Oh, I forgot the year, 2020. I came back in 2020 to actually work my business in September. And by October, I already had 15 people on my list, on my team, buying, selling, working, and 2 that want to be leaders. So my senior said, what are you doing? I thought you didn't want to. I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I guess it's doing it.
Keep doing what you don't know what you're doing.
It really got me out. And just through Zooms and Zoom facials and party nights through Zoom, I grew and I became a director right off. I want to say 2021, I became a director for the second time.
You know, I wish I had it right here with me, but at the career conference that we had, and I know you guys had an awesome one in Southern California, but in Northern California, I showed a video, and it was a video of this man who took a $20 bill and he asked the audience, how much was it worth? And then he took the $20 bill and he balled it up and he stepped on it and he poured dirt on it and he asked, how much was it worth? Then he took the $20 bill and he ripped it and he asked, how much was it worth? And everyone said, it's still worth $20. Yeah. And so there was a really famous leader in our company called Rena Tarbin, and she used to talk about there are eagles and there are ducks, and then there are injured eagles. And that's just a woman who is an eagle. When you describe yourself as determined, magnetic, extreme, that's an eagle. You just experienced being injured. And so what a blessing that your recruiter saw the eagle in you, even though it just had a little dirt on it and had been beaten up by life. And so kudos to you. Um, what else would you say is driving you to win right now?
Now, my daughter joined.
Mm,
So she just,
that'll drive
she
you.
just joined, 18 years old. She popped in and joined, and she already has 7 people on her team. So she got 5 active, 7 people. And with working with her and seeing her do it, it's I have so many people that want me to win, and their hopes and prayers is what's keeping me going. That's the gas.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps me dreaming bigger. And then I started personalizing and I started wanting more. I did very well in the military. I was Sailor of the Year. So I was getting awards there. So I just took that and put it here.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the awards. And
Mm-hmm.
those are one of the things that helped me push forward, is just seeing that I started with little projects and little challenges. I can do it. And every little challenge created my little mental garden. It made it bigger and bigger. And it took the darkness away.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I brought light in, and it could be a smallest win. I think I won a pen one time. I won a bouquet of roses. But I did something to get that. I went from doing nothing to I did this.
Mm-hmm.
And then hearing my family and my friends really cheer for me. I mean, in an environment where people really cheer for you, not backbiting,
Yeah.
that environment I flourished in that environment.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have to change who I was.
I mean, and I know you're a woman of God who loves God, and I know that, I'm sure your ministry, the men and women of God in your life, I know they made a difference. And then here comes this pink bubble that just I mean, you couldn't go from a darker to a lighter environment. This environment, we just celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. I'm a professional celebrator. I get paid to celebrate women. And I mean, as you were talking, I was actually interceding, and makeup and ministry is what I do. I just love it. And so I was just praying for Jenny, the woman who you are, for all of the people that you will impact, for the difference that you are making, for the people who thought they were showing up for a cash drawing that even are being liberated right now. There can't be this many people that are on now and those that will watch the replay, that someone is not dealing with mental health personally, or someone in their family, or they have a friend that they're feeling led to text or call right now. And so we just thank you, God, for blessing Jenny in her business and her family. How else has your decision to become a sales director with our company impacted your family, your children, your husband, extended family? How has it impacted them?
For us, on the financial tip, because money's not the answer, but money does help buy you stuff. I am now in California. I'm Southern California. The area we live in is extremely pricey. One income couldn't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to actually bring income, bring profit, seeing my profit, going on trips, that's one of the things that has it made me feel part of something again. So even my family, hey, Mom, we need to do this. My daughter needs to go here. It's easy. I can go into, instead of, well, we'll see what Dad's going to have to, after we pay all bills. It gave us freedom to keep the fun stuff happening. It gave us freedom to keep going on journeys. My son is in the fire academy. I pay for that. So he's already paying, and then they thought it was free. No, it's a whole academy. California, you pay in California.
Yes, especially, yes. You are in one of the most expensive areas of the country and of the world. We get that. I feel like talking to you, this is like the series. How many of you think we could have a Jenny part 2? Like, we are about to wrap it up to do our cash drawing and a couple other quick announcements, but I want more. I know they're in the comments just typing what inspired, what did you hear in her story that just inspired you as a woman and as an entrepreneur, even guests that are out that are listening. It is just really good. And so I know you love this product. So what are one or two of your faves, your favorite product that Jenny loves to use herself and even to offer to your clients?
My first one is, because I deal with a lot of medication, is the Time-wise repair, the volume serum, the renewal cream, the under eye with the beautiful metal tip. I love it. When I was coming out, that's one of the first changes I'd seen. These have been my favorite since 2016. I never abandoned them. It's helped I had raccoon eyes. So it's really helped under my eyes. It's helped moisturize it. It's helped bring it back. Because I had the yellowish raccoon eyes. And I was like, oh no. Once I saw that, I was like, oh, still bad. Love it. Now I can look at myself. My second one was the advanced, what they say, Spanx, advanced lifting serum right here.
Lift it up, suck it in,
lift it up. With the gaining and losing weight, my neck was doing its own thing. It started getting flabby. I call it the hot dog thing. You take the 3-pack of hot dog. This was my neck. Right.
Contour is your friend.
All right here, right there. It was all drooping into one. But I was able to take it from here and smack it back up. I still use it. Those are the two that was introduced to me that I saw immediate, and I still use it to this day. I love lifting up my cheekbones and helping my undertone, my décolleté.
I love it. I'm getting ready to go do that. So I want to encourage everyone, really what you need is to contact your beauty consultant for the entire Voluform set. But tonight we have a Jenny special. Okay, so the Jenny special is, bam, bring it up. If you buy the lifting serum today, you get the eye renewal cream for 50% off. So if you're already a Voluform customer, you can go ahead and get this. If you want to talk to your beauty consultant about using this for your entire Voluform set, this is a great add-on, because I'm sure you would agree like me, they're going to need to reorder that lifting serum and their eye cream. And so this is a great, great special. The other thing that we want to offer to all of our clients that are watching is, I don't care how much Mary Kay you already have, you want to connect with your beauty consultant for our makeover contest. Dorothy, pop that video up and then we're going to chat about it real quick.
For 60 years, Mary Kay has believed that some things never go out of style. That's why we're celebrating the beauty of empowering women for the past 6 decades with a makeover contest for the ages. The Mary Kay Then, Now, Always Makeover Contest. Reimagine retro looks from then, invent a scroll-stopping look that's so right now, or design a timeless look that always inspires. You could be one of 3 grand prize winners who will win $1,500 in cash, an assortment of Mary Kay favorites, and have their winning looks turned into exclusive limited edition 60th anniversary looks that will be featured on social media. To enter, book a color appointment with your Mary Kay independent beauty consultant who can help you create your custom look with Mary Kay products. Then, simply upload your image onto the contest microsite from April 3rd through May 12th, along with a caption explaining how your look is inspired by Then, Now, or Always. We can't wait to see your creativity. Contact your independent beauty consultant today and express your unique style.
I love it. I like to say that my look is inspired by then, because now I look in the mirror and I see my mama's face looking back at me. Okay, so we all grow in our glamour tips. And what I love is, skincare is the most important thing, but we learn to fall in love with our glamour as well. And so make sure you schedule that appointment with your beauty consultant and you get that in before May 12th. And so we're going to pop up how, if someone wanted to get started with the business, Jenny, we're going to show them real quick how they can make a decision. If it's like, you know what, I'm having a ball with y'all, just hanging out with you today. And so there's 2 ways that you can get started. We'll make that big at first. You can get, for $130, you get your full starter kit. So this is the full starter kit, $400 worth of products, supplies, samples. You get all kinds of goodies for for $130. So it's a great value. And that is the first way. The second way that you could get started is you could start with our eStart. Our eStart is $30, $30 holla, and you get your website and a secure way to accept credit cards. With either of these, you can supersize it and you could get our sample pack, which is 45, and it's enough samples for your first 30 faces. Jenny, tell them how they could get, however you get started, they could start right now and be on Zoom making some cash with us this next week, right? Is that
That's
the truth?
right. Right now. They can get it right now on Zoom.
Right now, join a Zoom, FaceTime, you know, I mean, you literally just take those samples and I think Dorothy, who is behind the scenes here, and she just puts them in these cute little bags. If you have a kid, then you just say they will work for money. Okay. So do your children help you?
My kids are all in it, down to my 9-year-old. She's in it.
They're putting samples together, doing it. You pop it in the mail or you do QVC style. And I'm telling you, bam, it's just that simple, right? I mean, we don't say easy, which means no effort, but it really is that simple, right?
Yes, that's right.
It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So there's going to be one person. Everybody's a winner. So we want to thank everyone. And here's the deal. You must tag your beauty consultant, either text her or tag her and let her know that you are on today, because just for watching, your name goes into our drawing. That's May 16th. I think that's the date in May. So everyone who's watching today, even if you watch the replay, you have to text your beauty consultant and let her know you are in for the next drawing. Even if you win today, you're still in the next drawing. So what you're going to see in a moment is she's going to pop up this wheel, and it looks like there's thousands of people in there, but there's not just thousands. It's a few hundred people that are in there that had multiple entries. So some people, every time you buy, every time you book, when you hold an appointment, when you become a beauty consultant. So like Dwayna Green Wade had the most entries, and there are clients that have 11 entries, 20 entries. There's some that have 1, some that have 30. So there's all different ways that you can get entries. One person's going to get $250 cash. Their beauty consultant will text me with your Cash App, Zelle, or Venmo, and we will get that to you. We're going to draw that name, and then Dorothy will pop in here and tell us who her beauty consultant is and who her director is. So let's go. Here we go. The winner. Dinora Labs. Dinora Labs. I love it. What a beautiful name. I hope she's watching. If this is your beauty consultant, there's always a little bit of delay. We're going to give you a moment to see who is popping in here. And Dorothy's going to tell us.
It is Bessa Regans.
Bessa Regan. Yes. Congratulations, Bessa. I bet you she is from the Midwest. Bessa is a Mary Kay Pro, and I don't know if she's watching, but congratulations to Dinora for winning our cash drawing. And guess what? Everybody's a winner. I am crazy enough to believe that somebody is going to win our makeover contest, and they are going to get $1,500 cash. So stay tuned again, just for joining us today. Your name is entered in the drawing. And Jenny, you get the last word, something inspirational you want to say to the beauty consultants and to the clients that are watching.
Yes, I would like to just tell you, always create your garden. No matter what's going on in your life, create a nice, happy, pink bubble of a space that you know that you will win. Give yourself a safe place to win. And leaving this with everyone, just you can do it, just don't quit. Because now is our last 80-something days left, I think we have. I want everybody on that seminar stage, because I will be on somebody's stage. So I just tell folks, find a place to win, find anything, even if it's your unit win. Give yourself a place to win.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I was just texting Dorothy real quick to see if you have the seminar video. If she has it, pop it up there. If not, we are out. Okay. But Dorothy is just that good. It might already be in there, but it might not. Okay. So maybe not. So you guys, we will see you next time for our Pink Table Talk. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.